Alright, I'm back. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this in my bigger pan here. This is a 12-inch and this is a little 10-inch, something like that. A couple drops of jet dry. Like that surface tension. There could be some flakes. I do see a little flake right there. I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera. Just go ahead and get this dry. Do some stratifying. I do a little circular, a little front and back, a little side to side. I like to see that water kind of rippling right over the edge. It's a little dirty. Otherwise, it's fairly clean material, just like the last two bags. I had actually ordered this about a week and a half ago, and it never showed up. It said that it was delivered, but it wasn't, so I wasn't able to make this video. Alright, let's just wipe some of that white material off. I like to do a little shaking just like this so I can get everything down in that bottom front corner and then bury it in the white material. And then I usually just work the front in. Yeah, so you can see that that really did look like a chunk of gold, but that's pyrite right there. See, when I press it, it's separated into multiple sheets. And then sometimes you can get it to split into like a dozen sheets. It's kind of cool, but definitely not gold. You can see it floating right on the top, floating out of the pan actually, so it almost looks like you're panning off gold, but you're not. Just pyrite. Even mica sometimes can look like that, have kind of a golden tint. I've seen it clear sheets, and I've seen milky sheets. I probably should have classified this down a little bit better because there are quite a bit of small, heavy pebbles in there that make it a little bit difficult to pan. I'd say this stuff's pretty easy though, considering how clean it is. You know, you don't need to change the water. You don't need a lot of water. You can do this with pretty minimal amount. You can see I'm able to do this on a small table and really not make much of a mess. I'm fairly new to panning. I've been doing it for about 10 years, but really only gotten into it this last year or so. I've been really indulging in watching more videos and learning techniques and places. I live really close to the historic Quartzville Creek area. A lot of the locals call it Yellow Bottom. The whole area just kind of gets called Yellow Bottom, but there's a decent amount of gold to be found up there. I found a couple little chunks of quartz that had some free mill gold in it. I was pretty happy about that. I might be able to post a video someday. So I'm getting down to a little bit of black sand, which is good. Once I start getting down, I see it in black sand, I'll just kind of pan the front of the pan and get the lighter material off and then pan everything back. I like these pans with the small ripples like that. They're very handy. Oh, you see that pile of gold? Hey, look at that. So something tells me I need to stratify a little more. You know what tells me that? I'm seeing gold where it shouldn't be. Do a little tap, try to bring it there to the front, hide it under the black sands. Sometimes if you do too much circular motion, you can absolutely just start bringing that gold out from underneath. that's part of the reason too. I try to just wash the front, and once you get down, you do got to be a little more gentle. Take your time. You know, it's easy to accidentally like pan off the fine gold, but really with these pay bags, I usually I usually go through it pretty quickly in the first run because I want to try to see the bigger gold. You know, everybody wants that big gold. I like little gold too. All gold's gold, but if I can find the big nuggets or big chunks, I like that. You see, I can kind of work from one side of the ripples to the other so I can maximize the amount of material I can get up in one little go. So just kind of pan that way. Then I can start rotating the pan. Let's see if I can get the camera to pick that up. Yeah, and use the other open sections of that ripple. Let the material roll down the ripple and then pull the light material off with each little pan out. Takes some time getting to learn techniques, and honestly I've learned to just see what works, because sometimes different material pans differently, and you know, not all material will pan the same. That's pretty much the case for me anyways. And I found it even within like the same mile of land, you know, I can find different clay type material or stuff that has really light rocks, stuff that has really heavy rocks. I mean, I am fortunate enough to have a lot of creeks and streams and rivers just surrounding me, so lots of good opportunity. Getting down to it. Looking pretty black down there, so we're almost to the point of checking to see for the gold. Sometimes I kind of give it a little bit of an aggressive wash just to see how much more blondes are coming up. Because those aggressive shakes will get the heavies down and the blondes up. So now, yeah, there's quite a bit of blonde still in there. All right, I'm going to do a pan back, see what we look like. Get it down, do a couple taps, try to pull all that gold to the very bottom. I'm going to let out a little bit of water and start panning back. I like to start with some circular motions, and then I usually move to a side to side, back and forth. I am pulling some gold down, so that's the super fine stuff right there. Let's see. There's quite a bit of magnetite, hematite, you know, metals, heavy sands in here that are actually kind of pulling the gold with it. So lots of fines in this pan. No nuggets really. Once I get this nice and revealed, I will show you. It's not a bad little smile, if I'm being honest. Once you get this tapping method down, it actually works extremely well to be able to draw that gold back. So there's our reveal. Not bad. Let me see if this light helps. There we go. Not a bad reveal. Whoop, pouring water out. Not bad. Here's that tapping method I was showing you. kind of tap it up, and then you pan it back slowly. And you tap it up a little bit more. You just keep panning off the black sands. This is actually a pretty fine gold. Bubby Nugget has given out some nicer chunks to me before in the last 2 bags. This is a lot of fines. I'm happy though. It still looks really nice. It's a clean looking pan. And I'll go through it and see if there's some stuff maybe I missed. I think I'll get this cleaned up, finish panning, and just do a quick run through it. Then I'll get a weigh it out and see what it's worth.